Hello everyone. Today we are going to begin a really short set of videos which would be brief but would provide you guaranteed marks in any exams you are going to write. This is a topic of interest for all exams starting from 12th till PhD. You can see at least one question from this part in every single examination. And we have gone through multiple previous year question papers of all kinds of exams, starting from 12th standard level exams to the entrance exams of PhD. And from that, we have come up with this video series. It is Chemistry in Daily Life. In this part 1, we would briefly explain the names of different categories of drugs, their uses, and the names of common drugs in use, which you need to memorize. I recommend that you take a pen and paper and note down all the examples that we will be explaining today or will be mentioning today. It will be helpful for you to revise it in future. And we can also assure you that if you complete this series of chemistry in daily life, you need not spend another minute in studying this topic for your exams. We will cover as many things as possible in this series. Direct questions have come from this part for the past years, like in many years. For example, in JEE, CUSET, CUSAT, BHU, and JAM, questions have come directly from this part, and we expect it to come in future as well. So let's begin. Chemistry in Daily Life Part 1, Common Drug Categories and Important Drug Names to Memorize for All Exams. Even for public sector exams, this part would be really important. So the first set of drugs that we are going to discuss is antihistamines. These are the medicines that are used to relieve symptoms of allergies. So if you have any allergic symptoms, the category of drugs that are prescribed to you belongs to antihistamine drugs. Now let's see what are the common antihistamine drugs. Diphenhydramine, promethazine, terfenadine, and brompheniramine, azilestin. So these are the different antihistamine drugs, and this azilestin is even used in eye drops, and these are used for symptoms of allergies. Please write these names down. And brompheniramine is also known as Dimetapp. So, and azilestin is used in uh, eye drops, and it is also known as Optavir in some cases. Now, antihistamines are over, and next set is tranquilizers. So, tranquilizers are, in a short way, we can say that these are antidepressant or anti-anxiety medicines. These are designed for the treatment of various emotional problems like anxiety, fear, tension, agitations, and other disturbances of mind. And specifically, the function of tranquilizers is to reduce states of anxiety and tension, as I have said. So, tranquilizers are mainly of two types. They are minor tranquilizers, and these are always usually refers as anxiolytics. The examples of anxiolytics are diazepam and chlordiazepoxide. So, if one type is known as minor tranquilizer, you can guess what the second type is known as. Yes, it is major tranquilizer, and this is referred to as antipsychotics. So, we have two different types of tranquilizers, anxiolytics and antipsychotics, or we can call them as minor tranquilizers and major tranquilizers. And an example of the major tranquilizer is phenothiazines. So please remember these examples. And apart from this, we can also give various other examples like the ones I have mentioned here: Valium, Equanil, Noradrenaline, Luminal Seconal. So tranquilizers are drugs used for treating various disturbances of mind. There are two types: minor tranquilizers and major tranquilizers, also known as anxiolytics and antipsychotics. Examples for minor tranquilizers are diazepam and chlordiazepoxide, and major tranquilizer example is phenothiazine. Apart from that, general examples can be given as Valium, Equanil, Noradrenaline, Luminal Seconal. Now let's go to the third category of drugs. It is analgesics. Analgesics are medicines that are used to relieve pain. Definitely, if a medicine is used to relieve pain, they will be also known as painkillers or pain relievers. Analgesics are medicine that are used to relieve pain and also called as painkillers or pain relievers. There are two types of analgesics: non-narcotic and narcotic. So these are the difference between non-narcotic and narcotics, and we said either that is some of them will be giving you addiction. So those drugs are known as narcotic, and the ones that do not are known as non-narcotic. And the examples of non-narcotic drugs are Novalgin, aspirin, and ibuprofen. And narcotic drug, definitely it's morphine. And morphine is used in various pain reliever, like even in chemotherapy, morphine is being given. So these are the types of analgesics. And in this, the one thing that you have to remember is about aspirin. So aspirin is an acetylation product of orthohydroxyl benzoic acid. We have come across this multiple times in previous organic chemistry videos also. But in the chemistry in everyday life point of view, the point you have to remember is that aspirin is the acetylation product of orthohydroxy benzoic acid. That's about analgesics or the painkillers. Now, the next uh, drug category of our interest is antibiotics. You all know about antibiotics. These are medicines that help stop infections caused by bacteria. So, if a medicine is helping you to stop infections by bacteria, they can do that by two different methods. One is by killing the bacteria, or in another way, we can keep them away by stopping the replication or reproduction. That is, if the bacteria reproduces, only then the infection spreads. If it is incapable of reproducing or coping themselves, then they cannot do further infection. So in this mode of action, we have two types of antibiotics, that is bactericidal and bacteriostatic. From the name itself, we can understand that bactericidal, these will be killing the bacteria and then stop the infection. Bacteriostatic will be stopping the bacteria from coping themselves, and thereby reduces the spreading of the bacterial infection. Now, the examples given are bactericidal, they are ofloxacin and penicillin, and bacteriostatic, these are very common names, tetracycline, erythromycin, and chloramphenicol. These names are extremely important, and I hope you are all writing these down. So, antibiotics are the medicines that help stop infections caused by bacteria, either by killing them, which are bactericidal, or by stopping them from coping themselves, which are bacteriostatic. Now, the next category of drugs is, these are not drugs, we cannot exactly call them drugs, but these are another category, very important ones, antiseptics. These are also antimicrobial substances. These are applied to a living tissue or skin to reduce the possibility of infection, sepsis, etc. So, antiseptics, one of the common antiseptic that you know is Dettol. So, Dettol is a mixture of chlorosilinol and terpineol. This question has been asked in many exams, that is, what is the composition of Dettol? So you need to know that this is chlorosilinol and terpineol. Dettol is made up of that, and it is an antiseptic. And antiseptics are the antimicrobial substances that are applied to a living tissue or skin to reduce the possibility of infection. One is Dettol, then the another common antiseptic is sulfur dioxide or SO2. Then we have boric acid, 0.2 percentage phenol, bithionol, and hydrogen peroxide. So the ones that you are very much aware of will be hydrogen peroxide as well as Dettol. So these are the antiseptic examples. And please keep in mind that Dettol is the mixture of chlorosilinol and terpineol. So these are the various briefly we have explained what are the various category of drugs and their uses, and the common examples that you have to remember in this. This is going to help you 100% in your examination if you write this down and keenly follow the series of videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you again soon with the part 2 of this video and other solving of other question papers. And I am working on the spectroscopy video, and we will be soon doing that one as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe our channel, and please hit the bell icon if you want to get the notification in due time. And thank you. All the best for your exam. Prepare well. And as always, you are free to ask for any videos that you would like. We will be uh, building up the content that you need for those particular topics. Thank you so much. Have a good day, everyone.